Hola, mommy. Welcome to day 9 for Solid 100 Daily Build. I'm your girl, Lisette Soto. Do you know I changed my last name? I'm a Soto now. I'm not what I was before. Look at that. I told my dad. My dad was like, welcome to the revolution. Now we got to take over. What does that even mean? But thank you, thank you. I am excited to be here with you today. The irony of the message that will be today, I mean, there's irony behind it, is because I'm recording it later in the day and I should be recording it in the morning. And the talk is going to be about productivity in the morning. And I usually like to do these in the morning. And I'm going to tell you why. So there's tons of scientific research on why it's beneficial to get up early in the morning. I know, mommy. I know you don't want to hear. I know you don't want to hear to get up early in the morning. Ya yo sé, bro. You're burnt out. You're tired. You're like, oh gosh, one more thing I have to do. Wake up early in the morning. I'm already spending time with the Lord in the morning. I'm trying to squeeze that in, getting a rush 15 minutes with the Lord, praying real quick, and again, trying to get my kids out the door to school. I understand. I understand all of that. And people have different, like, I remember growing up, people would say, okay, are you a night owl or are you early bird? You know, which one are you? I don't know, but something happens to you when you're an adult, for me personally, where it's like, whatever needs to get done, I'll get it done. If I have to wake up early in the morning, I'll wake up early. If I have to be up at 3 a.m. working, I'll just do that. And I realized that life of, and I was trying to do that consistently, that life of working until like 3 o'clock in the morning is just not sustainable. Your body needs to rest. You need to recoup so that you can take on the world. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm going to go over why it's important to wake up early in the morning. If you don't start your day on purpose, the world will decide it for you. Yeah. Did you know that? Did you know that if you don't have direction on exactly what you're doing every single morning consistently, it's going to be chaotic. It's going to be chaotic, trust me. And so I'm going to go over a couple of things that I have learned through this process that really people have I've learned from some great people that all successful people wake up early. People who are on the grind, millionaires, billionaires, they all have regimens of going to bed 8, 9 p.m. They're not up all night and they wake up super early, and their most productive hours are in the morning because the morning is what sets the tone for their day. And so it's usually said, you know, if you give me your habits, I can tell you what your life is going to look like based on your habits. And one of those things in those habits is how early you wake up. It's not just to wake up, it's to wake up to be productive. You're spending time with the Lord early in the morning. You're getting your quiet time so you can listen to the downloads that are coming from the Lord. You are working out. You're getting your workout in early if that's something that suits your day. If you're like, I usually just do it in the afternoon when my kids get home, great. But successful people, most of the time they do it in the morning, and then they do some of the things that are most difficult out of the way. And so for me personally, that was recording. As much as it might not seem, but I loathe recording. I'll talk to 4,000 people. I'll get up on stage and do that, no problem. But when it comes to recording, I'm like, yo, why? I don't even put the screen on so I can see myself. So if there's hair out of place or whatever, I won't know because I don't want to look at myself. I don't want to see myself. And so to me, that exercise of doing 100 shows every day, I tried to do it last week in the evening or like right when I got home from work just to go back to work again. And I was like, my brain was fried because I had all of these things that I was juggling in my brain. And so by the time I come to do the show and write the notes, it's like it takes 30 times more effort to put the show together than it would have in the morning. When I was doing it in the morning, which I am now, normally doing it in the morning, my mind is clear. I'm spending time with the Lord. I'm doing my personal time with him. And then I'm shifting over to, okay, what do you want the people to know? What are we talking about here? today? What are you trying to tell me? And my head, when you wake up, my head is like clear. You're not thinking about the things from yesterday. It doesn't automatically pop into your head when you wake up. Your mind is wiped, and you turn over, and depending on what you pick up first thing is what's going to be entering into your system. And so, I had to, and I'm gonna go over these steps fairly quickly on the benefits of waking up early. And if you gotta do it, mommy. You just gotta put your flesh aside and be like, yo, screw you, flesh. I'm gonna get up early because I got some stuff to do and I need to have my life in order. Successful people make sure that is a priority within their habits, and those habits are compound throughout time. Compound means like if you do it every single day, eventually you'd be like, wow, I got a lot done. And then someone would be like, wow, you got a lot done in a short period of time. Yeah, because I've been working at this every single day consistently. And so one of the things that I had to do to make sure that I was getting up was, instead of reaching for my phone, I had to reach for my alarm. I had to buy a chippy choppy alarm from Target, and I had to set it up next to my bed. And what I also learned is Wi-Fi is really bad for you when you're sleeping. It's like, it's not good for your brain. And so I started unplugging my Wi-Fi. I do it at a certain time, like at 9 or 10. And then I put my phone on airplane mode, because one thing that also drains me is being on the phone when people call me and it's 9 or 10 p.m. and then I'm on the phone with them until 11:30. And then I'm like, well, I don't have time to read, or I don't have time to do this. It's just like, I feel like the night times are the early mornings and night times are sacred times for you to wake up as you're waking up, or for you to get things, I don't know how to say it in English, just kind of come down from that and unwind. And so there has to be a good system for you to do that, so that you can not be distracted. And let me tell you, I downloaded TikTok. I used to have a huge following on TikTok. And then when I realized that they were owned by China, I got rid of it. And this was like back in 2020. And I got rid of it. And so I got back on recently. And just everything that's on there from like, it's all recycled, like Instagram and YouTube and the whole thing. It's all the same. And so I was on there and I was scrolling, and it was late at night, and I start to scroll, and it just like, by the time you look up, you're like, oh my gosh, it was an hour and a half past. And TikTok is kind of morbid. I don't know if it's just my algorithm, but like, I'm like, yo, this is scary to be scrolling through. And then I realized that your phone is like a little TV. And I remember in the 90s, you were considered a loser if you were a couch potato and you watched TV all day long. Like, you were a loser. Your brain was probably fried. You were probably smoking weed or shrooms, as they used to call it. You're just a loser. You're eating Cheetos, and you were considered like the slob that was watching TV all day. Well, a phone has replaced that. And not only is there TV on there, but like, you can take it wherever you want. You can watch it as long as you want. It goes with you everywhere, even when you're in your car. And so, I now I have to program my mind to think like that. This is a small little TV, and I can't be a loser. I can't be on here scrolling, watching other people live life when I have my own life to build. Do you know what I mean? And my own gifts that God gave me that I have to cultivate and hone in on. The last thing I need is for me to be walking around with a little TV, and just like being distracted all night when I should be getting rest in my body. Do you know what I'm saying? And so that's one thing that I had to really program my mind with, is like, yo, this is a little TV in your pocket. You're gonna be a loser. You're out here watching everybody else live it. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's kind of ironic because you're watching this on your phone probably, But it's a good reminder, just set parameters and boundaries, because you can't be living. God gave you a life and a plan for your life. Go do that. Stop watching other people live their life. Go be encouraged and go do that. So I'm going to get into it. I had to, back to my alarm clock. I had to get an alarm clock, turn off the Wi-Fi, put my phone on airplane mode. And then I would get phone calls in the morning. Hey, I tried to call you, but like, you're just not available. Nope, I'm not available. I've been in situations where men, that like a couple years ago, where guy tried to, like, we were talking and we'd be on the phone all night. I lost sleep. I was irritable. I was annoyed. And I was even more annoyed that this dude wasted my time because he wasn't who he said he was. That was annoying. I lost sleep over this dude. What? So no, I'm going to be very protective of my wake up time and my bedtime. All right. So now that I have my clock, now I wake up. I turn the alarm off. The alarm is so annoying on my clock that I actually wake up before it goes off. And I was like, I gotta get a better alarm that has like waves or like cookies in the back, or like in the back, or like birds or water as I'm waking up. But then I'm like, that's too relaxing. I should keep the annoying one because it's doing its job. I'm waking up and I don't want to hear it again. And I wake up so I don't snooze it and hear it again. Do you know what I'm saying? It's working. The thing is working. So I wake up and then I have the Bible right next to it, and I pick up my Bible, roll over, and I start reading and praying and all the things. If it was my phone, which I had my phone next to me for a little bit, for some time, I would pick up my phone and start scrolling through. And it's like the cares of the world start to like mess with your brain. And scientifically, it's not good for your eyes to be staring at screen right when you wake up. And so let me go over this real quick. Scientific stats on waking up early, okay? For mental health and emotional stability, you're less likely to experience depression and anxiety compared to late sleepers. I mean, we could go down a whole rabbit hole with that, because also you don't want whatever's on your phone to be the last thing that goes into your brain. Remember, God gave you that brain, and he gave you time. And most importantly, he gave you attention. And where you put your attention and your time and your energy, like wherever you're putting that you're losing it. What a slap in the face of God. Like, you're losing the time that he gave you because you're mindlessly watching TV. That's what it is. You're on your phone, you're watching TV, you're mindlessly doing it for hours, and you're not even like paying attention to the time when it goes by. So in one study, shifting sleep earlier by just 2 hours reduces depression and stress levels. Woo! Performance and productivity. Faster reaction times and improved physical performance. Early risers tend to perform better on morning tasks, especially during mentally. I'm going to sneeze. I would edit that, but I don't want to. I don't feel like it. Sorry. Especially mentally demanding ones. So your brain is sharper earlier in the day, especially for important decisions. Like, you never make decisions like right when you're about to go to bed. You're drained from the day. You have all the cares of the world. And what I noticed with this is, when it comes to performance and productivity, is that I am more apt, like I had mentioned before, like my show is best done after I wake up, pray, spend time with God, ask God what my show notes are going to be. I go into that, write notes down, and then I immediately go into recording. And I already have a system for like, okay, right when it's recording, download the transcripts, plug the transcripts into here to get notes, get thumbnails and titles, and then download the audio, the MP3, then download the MP4, upload to YouTube, upload to Podbean. And then from there, keep it on my software. I take my laptop with me, and then I create 2 pieces of content that are like 60 to 120 seconds long. every day. So I have like a structure for it. Had I been doing that when I was doing it in the evening, it was taking time away from my daughter, which is what I'm doing now. He comes home from school, I gotta make dinner, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go record. I already have all of the mush from like my whole day and the cares of the world on my head. Now I have to intentionally be like, all right, let me write down these notes. I just feel like for me, it's easier to get the things that annoy me most out of the way in the morning so that I can free up my days much easier during the day. Health and energy. There's higher risk of heart disease, diabetes, and depression. Eating breakfast after waking up improves energy, alertness, and mood throughout the day. And I know, some people do intermittent fasting, which I'm not even going to get into that, works. For other people, it doesn't work. And so, for me, when I'm waking up, I do all of my stuff and then I have protein. Basically, I just have like egg whites and like one egg and Dave's Killer Bread with some jelly. Like that's the same thing every single day. And it gives me energy to continue throughout my day. Early routines often lead to healthier habits. So those eggs, the egg whites, I already know what I'm having in the morning because I know it's going to sustain my energy throughout the day. There's a biological advantage to going to bed early. Waking up early is that your body runs on a 24-hour internal clock. It's called the circadian rhythm. And it's influenced by light and timing. And I've heard this with food is that some people are like, if you want to lose weight, just eat when it's daytime because your body needs to create melatonin in order to sleep well. And melatonin is created when there's no daylight. And if you're eating when it's dark, what you're doing is you're spiking your insulin and your melatonin doesn't jive with insulin. Like it'll cancel it out. And so your insulin will spike and then you'll be awake and then you'll be like, I can't sleep. Well, it's because you're not eating when it's daytime. You're still eating at night. And so when it comes to regulating hormones and alertness and sleep quality, you really do have to be mindful of waking up earlier. Now, if you live in the States like I do now, waking up early with daylight savings, whatever that is wild. Like you can't. It's difficult to wake up when it's pitch dark out and it's only 7 a.m. or you know what I mean. It's not even that early, and you're like, "Am I gonna make it?" That's why your body feels like that. It's because there's no daylight. And so when I lived in Puerto Rico, especially with my daughter, I mean, it's daylight over there and we lived in a valley. So like you couldn't really watch the sunset. You'd have to go down the road to the marina to go see it. But like, even then still, like, you wake up and you can hear la gallina crowing, the roosters crowing at, 6 a.m. And right when they start crowing, you already see daylight. It's 6 a.m. It's daylight super early. And so my daughter would book it outside because we have an enclosed property. And so before I'm even up, she's gone because the sun, the light there is just insane. It'll wake you up. And so the moment that thing comes up, she's up and she's out and she's already outside on the farm running around in the mountains. And so, you could tell a huge difference in energy levels over there versus here in the wintertime. You know what I mean? Which is why I'm going, instead of going to Puerto Rico in the summers from now on, I'm going in the in the winters because your girl, no, thank you. Keep it balanced. Waking up early only works if you're getting enough sleep, like 7 to 9 hours, or else it'll just backfire. You're just going to be tired all day long. It's not about just waking up early. It's about waking up. It's being rested. Like you're rested and you can tackle the day and you can go. It takes a little bit in the beginning to get it going. But when you get it going, it's wonderful. You feel like you can get so much done in such a short period of time. And there's something about waking up. I know in Proverbs 8:17, it says, those who seek me early shall find me. You know, there are things in the morning, messages that I receive in the morning from the Lord, and it's because it's quiet and I make the effort to wake up and to seek him. And I believe that it's not just about, just talking to the Lord. It's so that I can get spiritually grounded and I'm mentally clear. You can tell a shift in the spiritual when you're waking up early and you're spending time with the Lord. Your day is like, I feel like my day is, even if crazy things happen, it's like smooth. You know what I mean? And when I don't take the time to do that, my whole day is chaotic. And praying over your day, praying over your business and being like, Lord, whatever you want me to do, whatever your will is, let it be. And then you just declare peace, declare joy. You're declaring these things over your day that really makes everything smoothed out. Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom of God. That means early mornings remove the distractions. It becomes a sacred place for you and God. Time with God, before the noise, before the notifications, before the pressure. In the morning, Lord, hear my voice. Psalm 5:3. When you have less stress and your mood is improved and you have a better focus, when your mind is fresh, you're able to prioritize what actually matters instead of reacting to everything around you. It's kind of like you intentionally put yourself in the spiritual when things come up and you're like, nah, Lord, I gave that to you. You take care of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a discipline. It's an alignment. And science and scripture show us how to start our day shapes everything that follows. So make an effort. Tell yourself, okay, what would I like to do? I would like to spend time with the Lord. And if you have little kids, it's going to be like a seasonal thing. Like your schedule is going to shift. My daughter's older, so I can have a little bit more stability in my schedule. It's not like I'm waking up at 4 a.m. with my daughter. So, it just depends on, don't feel bad if you can't keep it like forever. Your stuff will change. Maybe right now it's like, well, it's better for me to do it late at night. Do it late at night. But get in the habit of waking up early and just getting all your stuff done, having your quiet time, spending time with the Lord, getting some exercise in, go for a walk, come back. Like you can get so much done the earlier in the morning. I'm telling you, that's one thing that you won't regret. You just have to program your body to do it. So listen, how you wake up is how you walk into everything. You know what I'm saying? And before the world gets your attention, does God get yours first? So I end with this. Does tomorrow morning, wake up early. Wake up a little earlier. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Spend time with God. One thing that helps me, other than like 4 shots of espresso, is I take a bowl of ice water and I just put my face in it for like a minute. I count 60 seconds and then I take it out. It wakes you up, and it's really good for your skin and your circulation. But in the mornings where I'm like, maybe I go to bed too late and I'm like, I gotta get up, I literally just put my face in a bowl of water. It's so good for you. And yeah, just figure out what works for you. Figure it out. And you will find that you will not regret it. You'll get so much more done. You'll be much more productive, much farther along in your goals and the things that God has designed for your life. So get at it, mommy. You're solid. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.